Hi Mary, I hope you're alright. Sorry about my late video. It took me a little while to start feeling better again because our little one just brought a little bit of germ collection home during the half term, and it took us like 10 days to recover, and then the kids were with me, and then life happened, and I'm so sorry. So you've been on my mind all the time, but I finally find the time to do it properly. So the first exercise is the lumbar rotation. So I'm just gonna put that phone over there so that you can see me laying down on the floor, I hope. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna lay down and then keep your knees down and all the way back, okay? And then once you're there, all the way back, then you're gonna drop so you can open your feet wide as your mat, okay, right here, so you can see, so right as wide as the mat, and then you're gonna drop your knees down to one side, okay. It's important yet that you drop this one, because without dropping that one fully, you can't really drop that one. So the soles of the feet will be off the mat, and they're going to come back to center and then go to the other side. Okay, drop it all the way down. So your focus is actually reaching that top knee away from this opposite shoulder. Okay, so you're reaching away. So the more you reach away, the more I want you to think about pressing that shoulder down, so it creates a nice stretch, and you breathe into that space. Hold it there. So keep pushing that knee out. Keep dropping the other leg down because that wants to lift sometimes. So breathe into that space you're creating. So that's the first one, and let's see what the next one is. So the next one is what I call is just trying to make one leg longer than the other leg. Okay, so you're gonna lay down again. So let me just do that for you. So you're gonna lay down, okay? And then think about both hip bones being equal here, okay? But what you need to do is actually holding one hip bone and pushing it down so the other hip bone will come towards the chest. But then can you see that now my left leg is longer than my right leg because I'm hiking my hips basically, okay? And then coming back to center. And then pull this knee towards the chest and push that hip away from the chest. And this is gonna make this right leg longer than the other leg. So this is basically what you do, is playing with your hip bones. One hip bone coming closer to the chest, other hip bone goes away, and then we change. So always trying to make one leg longer than the other leg. Good, let's see the next one. Sitting, so what you need to do, so you're gonna sit on a chair, okay? It's probably neutral, so you can have a little bit of gap here because it's the same gap you have when you're standing, okay? And then you sit, of course you're gonna be sitting like this, so this is me sitting so that you can see me, and I'm sitting like that, okay? And then you're gonna tuck, okay? So you're gonna pull that pubic bone towards the belly button, like trying to tilt your pelvis backwards, and then try to feel like you want to hold your pee, okay? So draw all these abs all the way up, like you're zipping up through the abdomen. Hold the same feeling like you're holding your pee, and then release back to neutral, and again pull the belly button, pull the pubic bone, towards the belly button, tilt the pelvis backwards, and again zipping up through the abdominals, trying to get that feeling of like holding your pee, and then back to neutral. This is quite simple. You can do this like, before you have your lunch, your breakfast, as soon as you sit down. You can do this one. Let's see the next one. Okay, this is the one that I told you to do against a wall, okay? So I want you to just lay on your side, okay, so I'm against a wall, and so naturally, if I don't pay any attention, so my body will try to sink the waist down to the floor, okay, But then when I sink down, so this side will get shorter and this side will get longer. So what I want you to think is actually, I want you to pull that hip bone and push it away from the chest, okay? So that you can have length on both sides and you can see through. Okay, there's a gap here, so I'm not sinking. So I'm pulling away from the floor. And keeping that hip bone in place, avoiding that hip bone coming closer to your chest, okay? And then you're gonna lift the leg up, keep your heel on the wall, so you don't have to carry the leg. And so if I go higher, then my hip bone will then drop again, and then I'm gonna lose that gap. That means for me, this is the range, okay? I still have that gap, my hip bone will stay on top of that hip bone, and then I lower my leg, okay? And then lifting my leg up, again, not too much, up there, and then lower my leg. I just want to see the legs, so basically, and then lifting the leg up without dropping the hip, and then down. So try to find the right range for you. For me, that's it. I can't go higher because then I lose my stability. Next one. The next one is quite straightforward. It's an exercise you already like. So it's coming up on your toes and slowly come down, bring the heels down. And then up on your tiptoes and slowly. So the important thing is like, you know, there's no jump, there's no drop, okay? Slowly coming up on your toes with control, and then slowly you lower your heels all the way down to the floor, and then try to spread your toes rather than squeezing them into each other. Spread the toes, and then lifting up, slowly bring the heels all the way down. Next one. Okay, the next one is more like a stretch again. All right, I'm just gonna put this there. Okay, so you sit and you have your chair in front of you, and you're gonna place your foot on that chair, but make sure, so you put it like that. Okay, as you push the heel away from the body, okay, it's like dorsiflexion. So I don't want to say pull your toes towards yourself, because I want you to think pushing the heel out rather than the toes. And then as you push the heel away, you're going to tilt the head back. Okay, as you then point the toes, you're going to bring the head down. Okay, heels pushing out, head goes back, and try to have an upright spine here, don't collapse. And then point the toes as you bring the head down. Next one. So the other two is for the arms, okay? So what you do is actually holding two fingers, and then you straighten as you pull the fingers back, and also stretch the wrist. And it says you can also flex the head forward. And then coming back, releasing. And again, as you reach and pull the fingers back and extend the wrist, drop the head forward and relax. And also, second part is basically just hold the stretch, pull the two fingers back and keep pushing the arm away. Keep that arm straight, of course, and then keep a good posture. So we're not looking for that kind of posture. So straighten, sit upright, and then stretch the nerve. If you want, you can extend the neck and come back, but hold the arm straight, at least for like 15 seconds. And that's it. I hope you're doing well, and I really hope at least once a week you're going to do all these exercises. Let me know if you need anything else, and I hope I can see you sometime soon. Bye. Bye, Michael.